I see
Managing Director.
Okay, welcome to the Bumper Breakfast Thursday edition. And this is exciting because Nigeria won yesterday and we are away totally. We've gone past the group stage in the African Cup of Nations. So I'm excited this morning. I'm decided to fly the Nigerian, the African fabric to celebrate with our dearest Super Eagles on the occasion of their winning the match yesterday. How are you all doing? Hope you woke up on the right side of your minds and hope you are doing well this morning. Are you ready for me today? I'm going to be looking for trouble. And Mr. Fatuke already knows I'm looking for trouble this morning. My guest this morning is right here, Mr. Aki Fatuke. He's a chartered accountant by profession. He's a tax man. If you're not paying your tax, trust me, you don't. But definitely, if you want to look into the tax of your company and you need a professional to do that for you, of course, is also one of the set of people. Invite his team of accountants, and he will definitely get that done for you. But he's a public affairs analyst, he's an elder statesman, and is quite, involved in quite a number of things happening around Nigeria as we speak. So I want to say a big welcome to you this morning. Now, congratulations, we won the match.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tomisi. Good morning, Nigeria and friends of Nigeria. Yes, we won the match, and quite a while that we've seen Super Eagles in winning ways. But my honest opinion is that I think we need to do something much more in our foremost attacks, the way we lose ball, and bit of coordination. As usual, we must not rest on our oars. I wish the Super Eagles and Nigeria well, but I think they need to raise the bar. Raise the bar a little bit.
Let's just not go past the
group of 16, and then we must make sure we do our best. I mean, I also say, as we say in ACTFA, African Precontinental Trade thing, many eyes are looking at and looking against Nigeria. Please,
they're not on our side, but we definitely have to be on our own
rest
side.
assured that the pride of country is at stake, and please, irrespective of the monetary considerations that have been given to you, which I think you deserve, please go for the country's honor and the country's value. Work as a team, let team dynamics, and listen to your coaches. Coach Egbeven, congratulations, and the assistant coaches. And for every member of that team, we say kudos. But please raise it up and come with the ultimate prize. Thank you.
Come with the ultimate prize. Yes. We started on that note because Nigeria did win that match, and it's necessary for those of us who believe in the project Nigeria to celebrate it. And of course, wish everyone out there, wonderful, wonderful time. But I'd like to begin this morning with the Guardian newspaper. Let's quickly take a look at some of the stories in the papers. CSOs knock Senate over consensus option as National Assembly reamends the bill. Finally, that clause has been taken back. Senate reps bow to Buhari's request on Electoral Act consensus option on Democratic, says Sislak. Horiwa, legislature a captive of Buhari NAS attempt to overregulate political parties unnecessary, says Olurode, and Buhari has no option but to assent to bill, says Women's Forum. Eyimofe nominated for 2022 NAACP, that's NAACP Image Awards in the US. PVCs don't expire. INEC tells Tinubu, insists double registration an offense. I think revalidation of your permanent voter's card is what you need to do right now. Revalidation of your voter's card. So, peradventure, for example, I registered in Ogun State and my voter's card reads Itailega, Abeokuta North, Ogun State. Obviously, I can't vote in Lagos if I don't revalidate. And then these things can be done online.
Exactly. Yes, those necessary chopping in, you need to revalidate. I like the word you use. That if you did that at Italega, Abeokuta North, now you are in Lagos, now you are in Nasarawa, you are elsewhere. I think it's meet and proper for you to go online, or at least look for somebody who knows how to direct your attention to the nearest INEC office if you are not capable of going online, and go and get that revalidated. It's just by filling that form and then changing the status of your location so that it can be given a word easily. It will take you a bit of time, there's no doubt about that. You are going to get there, you may not see this, you may not see that, but I think we need to stay the course, revalidate, so that it's going to be very easy for you to be able to vote that day. If you don't, and you went to your polling booth thinking that the technology will have taken care of it. Ordinarily, maybe, but you know things are not necessarily ordinary in Nigeria. By pressing a button there, okay, you are there, okay, now where do you live now? This is where you live. I'm pressing a button, that should automatically adjust itself. It doesn't happen here. So please take that step to revalidate. And then your change of status, you know.
Exactly. One of the things I also discovered was that with the national identity card, you can also update. For example, I changed my name, so I needed to update. Apart from that, I changed my location, I needed to update. But interestingly, NIN, there is now a provision on the website of INEC where you can now add your NIN to your voters' information, and then they would sync both. So peradventure you want to demand for a new card when you go to the INEC office, your information is already updated.
It's already captured.
It's captured. Then there is a provision for you to even take a front passport of yourself on a plain background. You do that, then you go to another one. They tell you to take one where you're smiling, one where you're not smiling. So you can take two types of passport photograph, which they can use on you. So all of these things INEC has been able to do to make this process of revalidation much more seamless, you know, as against what we did with the name, where we had to do it online first and then we had to go do it physically again. You know, what INEC has done much better with this registration process.
Let me commend you, and I think you made commendation for, even if it is just 3, 4, 5 minutes that you are talking about this. I think it's very, very important. I think you media folks, you know, should also be commended, you know, in terms of sensitization. INEC communications team, you know, voters registration, yeah, we commend you. And then you taking the baton home. I will now wish to implore the media, not necessarily their bits, but something I think we should carry a little further through NGOs to do what in corporate circles we call mystery shopper. What that means is that we just assume and hash that today is going to be Voters' Day, tomorrow is going to be Voters' Day, and all that kind of stuff. And then you lead people who are prepared, who have voters register, lead them through maybe on a one-on-one. They don't know that you are a media person, and then you just stay behind. This particular person or set of persons go in to INEC and come back and share their experiences. You know what that does? What that does is that it will help both INEC in terms of communication, the media, and the voter itself, so that it is not going to be on the day that we begin to do our what really happened. I think we should do as much of this as possible. Is as important as you have an emergency and the hospital center of excellence tells you want to get there, it's done, and all that kind of thing. We do the mystery thing.
And then you find out what is.
And find out that is where you are now going to see that the devils will be in the details. And it helps do one thing, helps shore up the gap. You might find a situation where you get to that office or that edifice, the gate man will not want to allow you to enter for one reason or other. The gate man is asleep, or the front desk person gives you a wrong information and directs you somewhere else. We can use this to at least correct ourselves so that we can play the friendly correction before the D-Day of the final.
Of the final. Right, PVCs don't expire. INEC tells Tinubu insists double registration is an offense. However, the national identity card does have an expiry date. Did you discover that?
Yes, I discovered that the national identity card has expiry dates. I tried personally to try and follow up on why that is. Why should it have an expiry date? And one of the things I was told unofficially, I guess, is the fact that we were having security concerns, issues. Some people during elections are imported from somewhere else, and they stayed there after 4 years. Of course, they would not stay there after 4 years. When they do their dastard acts, then
They go back.
They go back for a replacement. And during that discourse, I said technology has a way of taking care of this. Your thumbprint is known to you and you alone.
True.
And what we should therefore do is just to upgrade. If the system that we have spent a lot of money on, billions upon billions spent on, is not the A1, all we need to do is come out straight and tell ourselves the truth. It's not an A1. Let's just begin to upgrade. That is one. Then secondly, I discovered that depending on who is on seat, who is in control at a particular point in time, I'm afraid to say this, and I stand to be proven wrong, that person has a revenue generation that he needs to get at that particular point in time. And under my tenure, I'm able to generate this, I'm able to generate that. So somebody else now then comes and say, okay, well, that's not been reported at one point in time. What am I generating and stuff like that? Thereby inconveniencing the real objective and the average person. I don't think it should be like that. I think it should be upgraded. I believe it's being looked at currently.
Yes.
And take this agros, as we say, out of the neck of the average Nigerian. Yes, we can do it if we put our minds to it. I will keep on highlighting it. If they don't know how to do, the knowledge is out there within us to help to put that into place. We will not keep quiet on it, irrespective of the security challenges that people are not disclosing on, are not willing to disclose. We demand that the NMC should have a portal whereby all you need to do is upgrade as much as possible, and it should be permanent to you for the rest of your life.
Because the necessary thing is that you have your voter's card. I've never heard that the social security number expires. Your NIN is not meant to expire. However, if you're saying that you want the card to be replaced from time to time with the same NIN, what is naturally, if your ATM card is no longer working, you will go demand for a new one.
You will go demand for a new one because your data capture is
it's already there.
Is sacrosanct. So what may be happening is that our capacity for data capture to archive on a
server,
father, son, father, grandfather, thing. Again, one of the things you might learn is somebody will now tell you that the server got burned somewhere, or some Boko Haram had come to attack, and they don't have, I'm a legend, they don't have a backup. Again, when these things should be out there in the cloud, we have a knack to inconvenience ourselves, and there is no need for you to inconvenience
somebody else.
So all the data is in, you talked about the bank cards, you know.
The ATM cards, we have them, we keep them. They usually last about 5 years.
You talk about
they have an expiry date.
Driver's licenses, which expires, but all you need to do is when you go in there, you don't have to start all over.
You recapture.
Do.
You still recapture.
I still see people who still say that, yeah, and that is fraud.
No, but I have somebody in the studio right now who needed to update or needed to renew his driver's license, his expired driver's license. He had to recapture. And I'm asking the question, why do we need to take the photograph again?
What I know
did he lose his fingers at any point?
What I know happens is that there has to be a particular number on your old card, and once they key that in, it should
naturally pop up your information.
I think the problem will be you can't see your old card. You don't have any reference.
Yes.
And then they'll not then tell you, well, sorry, we are not even sure you got registered in. At the end of the day, it's a citizen, policymakers, and those who process this to work in tandem. And then let's just let's harmonize all these data that are in different places. The NIMC ordinarily should be the main central, and from there we can redistribute, or whoever amongst all these driver's license, your passports capture, your LASFRA capture, as if you live in Lagos. They should all be tied, such that we have a great database, and then we can build on that and then go forward.
Okay. Some more stories here. The court awards 1 billion naira to Nnamdi Kanu. Orders federal government to tender apology for the invasion of his father's house. You have U.S. vows to bolster democracy in Nigeria. Now, before I take a look at a particular story I want us to discuss, let's look at the Nigerian Tribune quickly. Electoral Bill, Senate House bows to Buhari, widening scope of primaries, approved direct, indirect consensus options for political parties. But the House of Representatives removed the consensus, was just primary and indirect and direct primary. Now, amendments unanimously approved in Senate. Opposition kicks in the House. House prioritized safety of democracy spokesperson. APC releases schedule for February convention as Abia women barricade secretariat protest against imposition. Fuel subsidy removal, I will clarify, from relevant government agencies, like Mohammed is talking. There was the news that President Muhammadu Buhari did not order the fuel subsidy be removed, and all right. Our court orders federal government to pay Kanu 1 billion naira tender apology over rights violation as IPOB leader pleads not guilty to terrorism charges. Now, petrol pump price not increased to 302 naira per litre, coming from the, I don't like that word, presidency. I really do not like that word. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Do we have something called presidency in democracy? I don't know. All right, Afenifere laments incessant kidnappings on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Reps probe RGP AGF involvement in Magodo estate invasion. 2 killed, 1 kidnapped during Enugu APC ward meeting. Lagos acquires 2 new speed trains. Sanwo-Olu seals the deal in the US. Interesting. The red rail in Lagos.
Red and blue rail.
Seems, I think it's supposed to run from the entire Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway all the way to Oyinbo. Yeah, so something like somewhere to Oyinbo. And I'm glad because we've been looking at that rail for so long a time.
Yes, the metro thing is coming to fruition. Thank God the deal was captured. Bit of whiff of good news to Nigeria, as somebody who has been in facilities management. My fear is not in getting that and the way it's been gotten. My fear is how do we run it, maintain it, and ensure security around that is not compromised, and the almighty corruption that bedevils everything that we wish to do is brought to its barest minimum. And my prescription would be, yes, government has a hand in this, but operators who have been tested in the private sector should be made to run it and run it most effectively, efficiently, even if we have it as a social investment initiative,
Okay.
so that it can make the required impact, the required money, and then you can then use that to replace. I don't want a situation where, by chance, there's a change of government, somebody will just now want to not pay adequate attention to that great initiative that we've been looking out at, the Metro Rail thing, right from the conception of late Jack Conde, and which the Greater Lagos Initiative has brought to bear, especially under Bola Ahmed Tinubu's governorship. And, you know, the thing has taken a trajectory over time.
Over time.
And even within the same party, one of the successors didn't pay
So much attention.
much attention to it. Kudos, Governor Sanwo-Olu, for taking those initiatives. I think the euphoria was so great. I join people who say, okay, for doing this deal, must we not take so much of an entourage out there to go commission?
How many people went for that?
Well, the newspaper said that we made a song and dance out of it. Not bad for you to dance.
We made a song and
to
dance for it.
To dance the David dance, you know. But back here, there are quite a number of other things. I think we need to be a bit measured. I know my opposite numbers in government may not necessarily want to agree with me that when you see a good thing, please let's sing a lot of Hosanna. I think we should sing the Hosanna. I think we should just be a bit conservative in the way and manner we make a pomp and pageantry out of that. Now, it doesn't take away the kernel and the essence. Governor Sanwo-Olu has done very well to get that deal for Nigeria, and perhaps for the very first time, we are now having a split span unused sets
Of trains.
to come here.
Not
people are not saying
second hand, second, third, fourth, fifth.
People are not saying that they are like Tokumbo. You remember Lagbaja's song? Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká rí Tokumbo ọkùnrin àlòkù ọkùnrin, meaning God not give us a second-hand husband who has been used, tested, and whatever. Whether it's Tokumbo, whether it is new, the key word is key maintenance. Good maintenance, so they don't end up in some of the experience that we've had
in the past.
BRT that we've
Buses.
had properly secured, so that we don't have another protest and people are burning things around.
And please, let's tell Lagosians, those who live, those who come, those who go. Assets belong to the people, not the government.
And we must protect them.
It is our duty to protect them.
A very good point that you have raised here. So government have done their own. Remember Babangida?
Yes.
The People's Bank thing. Remember the pidgin he said? This now na bank you.
Anything we wanna like make
you use them, do them properly, you know.
I went to see
and that went to deaf ears.
Yes.
We don't have People's Bank now. We should not allow that to happen with this great initiative that our governor has done. Kudos, Governor Sanwo-Olu and your team. Kudos to Nigeria. Kudos to Lagos State. And kudos to other states. Hopefully, we'll be able to take a cue
from there.
One, to generate their revenue, put it in proper perspective, to be able to now invest, whether social or others, in terms of infrastructure that is in dire need in Nigeria today.
I was at the Lagos Theatre, Oregon, a couple of weeks ago. I had something in my head I wanted to do, and I said, let me go see the state of that place. Mr. Batuke, I wept. I actually wept.
I'd like to say to you that you just started your weeping yesterday.
I wept.
For quite a while.
I was at Igboshere the other day too.
A lot has been going on. That place was sinking, and I know that the Lagos State Government, Central Bank, at one point in time, they've been doing a lot of to and fro in concessioning that into private hands. So private capital needs to come in. And in between, litigation has come in, and people are still fighting over what? Meanwhile, that place may be sinking. But I do have the ultimate hope and desire that our Minister for Information and Mr. Lai Mohammed, with his counterparts, governor in Lagos, will really help us move that ahead. CBN has come in, and people also criticized and said, is that part of what CBN should be doing? If we put our hands into that plow and we have private capital wanting to come in, we must retrieve the National Theatre. We should retrieve the National Theatre. Professor Wole Soyinka, one of the few that is still living, and a couple of others have been clamoring that aspect of cultural life should not die, go to waste.
Just like that.
Not go to waste.
Just like that. All right. The Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, had this to say. They faulted the launch of a rice pyramid by President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday. Knocks and kicks. So one of the stories on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now, I came across this particular picture that I'd like to show you. It's right on your screen this morning. It's just a chart. And this chart just tells you that the storage of rice in bag silos leads to about 34% wastage and very high infestation from bacteria, fungi, and its huge running costs. Now, the interesting part about it is the proper storage of this rice would make a difference. During the lockdown in 2020, there was so much food that came out of the Ministry of Agriculture and was given to Nigerians. I was fortunate enough to see some of them. I wasn't given, but I saw. The rice was almost black. The gari was practically black. There's no doubt about it. That one I saw very well. But the rice was almost black. Some were turning to powder. I mean, when you keep rice in your bag, in your house, after a while, it begins to turn to powder. Not to talk of when it's in the silos. Now, it's been said that they said there is nothing to celebrate as a 50 kg bag of rice still sells at 24,000 as against 8,000 that it was at that point in time. And they said, as some sources claim that part of the rice used to build the pyramid was imported from northern Cameroon, from Cotonou, from the Republic of Benin, Niger, and Togo. Now, chairman of the Pyramid Subcommittee of RIFAN said the party was collected from beneficiaries of the Anchor Borrowers Program of the CBN under its business strategy partnership. They await to see a crash in the price of local rice from the present 24,000 to 10,000, and they're not unmindful of the fact that we are in an election year and anything is possible. But however, with a high level of insecurity in the major rice and maize producing states, forcing farmers to keep up farmlands, they need to know where the rice was produced. Who owns the rice and the maize?
You notice I chuckle. I chuckle because, again, it appears as if things may not be adding up. Just 6 months, close to 1 year ago, the story that we had was the fact that farmers are not able to go to their farmlands.
Yes.
And that, Boko Haram has taken over. And that the terrorists, they are not terrorists. The terrorists have prevented and they were extracting, um, monies from farmers and communities for them to farm. And then the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics also talked about the fact that that sector is not just bedeviled by security, but a lack of a bit of an apathy. And I know about 2 years before, Mr. President came with a policy to decide that our borders were going to be closed to rice smuggling and importation. I also remember rice silos came up in parts of the north, and that is all that we knew. And then suddenly, we now have these pyramids that came up. So either of two things were happening, like you feared. Maybe that were actually produced and have been kept for a little while, and so the danger that they may go bad stares us in the face, or allegedly, and I will use that word allegedly some hanky-panky might be happening. Either way, I know politics is in the air. I know trust deficit is widening. The present regime understand that very well. The opposition also understand that very well.
Very well.
Because if the shoe were to be on the other side, they will perhaps do worse than that.
Yeah.
The bottom line for an economist like me is, how do we ensure supply matches demand or is in excess of demand so that the price can drop? SMEs, small agro industries, the support should be total. So I like to see pyramids like this in virtually
every state,
major local government areas, especially in areas where they have the competitive advantage of being able to produce rice. Overall, what we need is security so that we can.
Because I was going to ask you, I don't understand when you are saying we should. When you are saying we should have more silos, when our farmers are not going to farm, Mr. Fatoke. I need to take a break. When we return from this break, Super Eagles, Super Eagles, Super Eagles, Super Eagles, Super Eagles, Super Eagles. I'm a fan today. We'll be back.
This is your radio. This is your radio.
Star FM 101.5 gives you the best of music, news, talk, entertainment, and sports like never before. We give you incisive news every hour, quality music, and sports all day round. Listen to the most entertaining, creative morning show on radio as Star FM gives you top newspaper review, headlines about politics, business, crime, events, and entertainment stories between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. Our midday show gives you classic, up-tempo, and contemporary urban music to start your day and get you energized. Between 10 to 12 noon daily, we serve it fresh. Now, take your lunch with us on Lunch Hour Show between 12 noon and 2 p.m. as we pack you with good mix of music loaded with interactive live chart, comedy, game shows, and current events. Our Word of Sports on Star FM comes on daily at the 5 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, and 10 o'clock hour. Daily on Star. Our Evening Belt showcase a mix of urban music, oldies laced with big jokes, talent hunt shows, and relationships. You don't want to miss is the PM Crew. And round up your day with us on Body and Soul, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily with the very best of rhythm and blues, cool music to take you to Wonderland. Join us daily as we give you the very best of music, news, sports, talk, and all-round entertainment. Star FM 101.5, entertaining you all the time. Star FM, your favorite radio station. Star FM on DSTV 869.
Total Africa Cup of Nations.
Come alive to 52 games of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations 2021. Live and in HD on SuperSport, your world of champions.